for Brother Johnny Pruitt, and we want y'all to come. Everybody got excited. They met at wherever we was going to meet at and all, and then we found out that Brother Johnny's not going to be there. After all, it's his birthday. Now, wouldn't it be a sad birthday party if we met for Johnny Pruitt a birthday party and he wasn't there, because it's all about him. It's his birthday, amen. And so many times we come together in the service of the Lord, and even though we come together, say we're worshiping Him, hey, listen, we don't be obedient unto Him, and His presence is not there. And so we leave without joy in our hearts. Now we can come and we can say, hey, we're good at this. We can come together. We can sing. Brother Tucker, we can pray. Hey, we can even preach. And we can do all the things that we know how to do to have church. But you know what? Sometimes that's about all it amounts to. Now I promise you this, if He don't come on the scene, that is all it'll amount to. Amen. But it's all about Him and worshiping Him. Hey, listen, it's not who preaches. I told the boys at church the other night, I said, he said something about going over to the meeting we was at. And we was in a meeting and the preaching was good and all that. But I said, hey, it's not the who's doing the preaching. Hey, listen, it's not who's doing the singing. Hey, listen, it's the God that was singing and preaching loud. Amen. And I think sometimes we fail to realize that. But listen, the secret of joy is the presence of the Lord. And so as we look on down into this great story here in John chapter number 2, we find out in verse verse here that it said that they didn't have any wine, and the mother of Jesus, they asked her, and they said, well, we ain't got no wine. That's country in Tennessee, ladies. And that's a new revision with the King James Bible conference, amen. But they said, well, hey, we're out, we ain't got none. Well, just a little simple thought. Hey, the surest way to get help is just to ask.
Amen.
I think sometimes we forget that, don't you? Yeah. Hey, we've got a God that's able to stretch the north out over the empty place and hang the earth out on nothing, and we get a little problem come up in our life, and we forget how to get it solved. All we need to do is just ask the Lord, amen, and He'll help us. Now, just because, and I don't know, I take it for granted, it looks like from reading this story, there's a whole capacitor, whatever that means, of people there. There was a lot of people there. And then when I wondered, well, they said, well, what makes you think there's that many people there? Well, I don't believe Jesus would have had 6 25 or 30 gallon pots David to fill up if there hadn't been a lot of people to drink what He was going to put in them, amen. And so anyway, so much for that. He'll do what we ask Him to do if we ask in faith and believe, according to the way I understand this book here, amen. There was a lady in our church, and we're not faith healers and all this kind of stuff, but we serve a God that's a healer. But they told her, she got in 2 or 3 reports from the hospital, and she's an older lady, and so they said, hey, she's got leukemia. Well, some folks prayed, and different ones prayed, and we prayed, and different things. And she was at church Wednesday night, got a report back last, said she didn't have leukemia. Well, now, I don't know whether they made a mistake or didn't make a mistake. I'm not making no alibis, but I do know this. I know if God, it was His will to get rid of her leukemia, hey, listen, that's all. That answer's good enough for me. Because it's Jesus. Hey, listen, if He can fill these water pots plumb to the brim, changing them from just ordinary water into wine. Hey, listen, I believe He can take some care of a little leukemia, don't you?
Yeah.
Amen. Oh, listen, if we could